Here at Jefferson Square Park is where many community members and activists met to protest for justice for Breonna Taylor. And more than 4 years later, we spoke to some of those activists on the front line about this guilty verdict. They tell me they're shocked, but in a good way.
1,695 days of walking this journey, waiting for what we heard last night to actually manifest.
The word? Guilty. After nearly 2 weeks and several days of deliberations, on Friday night, former LMPD officer Brett Hankison, who blindly fired 10 shots into Breonna Taylor's apartment, was convicted of violating her civil rights, but not the civil rights of her neighbors. Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer, grateful for the work of prosecutors.
They reassured me that they wasn't going to give up and that they would be here as long as I was willing to be here, and they did just that. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was still just in disbelief, trying not to fall over.
A similar reaction to those like Pastor Tim Finley, who was among a massive group of people demanding justice for Taylor.
I expected a mistrial, even expected a not guilty.
And April Hearn, who also stood on the front lines during protest. She watched as Hankison was acquitted last year. She was back in the courtroom as the verdict was read, witnessing the first officer involved in the deadly 2020 raid get convicted.
We've been fighting for 4 years. And finally, to get justice, it's like, yes, this is deserved, but wow, they actually did what they should have done such a long time ago.
Advocates say there's a mix of relief and determination to continue their push for justice.
What I'd like to see is this accountability continue to set a framework for reform and change in the way that we police.
Hankison will formally be sentenced March 12th. That's just 1 day before the 5-year anniversary of Breonna Taylor's death. In Louisville, DeAndrea Turner, WLKY News.